Winters can be rough, so I love to find tough, warm work pants that I can wear with my cowboy boots and pull-on work boots. So today I have the Wrangler Rigs Workwear work pant that's flannel lined, and I'm gonna try it out with 8 different cowboy boots and pull-on work boots to see how these fit and how they look with some of my favorite work boots. Let's get into it.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and always like and comment down below as well. You know, one of my favorite pants to wear during the winter are the Wrangler 47 MWZs. I'm wearing them today. I got them on today. I really like wearing these jeans in the wintertime. They're just so warm and cozy and just ready for anything. So when I saw you guys recently comment that you wear Wrangler Rigs jeans or pants with your cowboy boots, I decided to take a look at them, and luckily they had a flannel lined version, and I need another flannel lined pant in my jeans lineup because these are the only ones that I have. So now I'll be able to add these to the rotation, and I wanted to try them out with a few different kinds of pull-on work boots, but also some fancy dress cowboy boots as well, just to see how ridiculous it can look. But first, we need to break down the details of this Wrangler Rigs work pant with the rundown. Yes, this is the Wrangler Rigs Workwear lined ripstop Ranger pant, and this color is bark. The material of this pant is a 10-ounce 100% cotton ripstop fabric, and the fit is described as relaxed. It's a mid-rise, it has a straight leg, and an 18.5-inch leg opening. It also has this action gusset down here for good movement. There's also a small vent at the knees. It also has a reinforced right pocket to protect against tearing from pocket knife clips or tape measure clips. We got a hammer loop down here as well, and there's pockets on pockets. We got cargo pockets, and then one cargo pocket with a pencil pocket on top of it, and another little pocket for little odds and ends. Plus, on the inside, this model has a 3 3/4 ounce flannel lining of 100% cotton. It has a zip closure as well. They are made in Nicaragua, and they're coming in at $64.99 over at Wrangler.com or Amazon.com. Now it's time to try on these pants with 8 different kinds of boots. All right, let's kick things off with a roper style boot. This is a Red Wing Pecos 1155 nail seat boot. It's got a roper round toe, maybe a little bit more narrow of a round compared to other ropers out there. About a 1.5-inch heel, and it comes up about 11 inches tall. I really like how these jeans, or pants, how they land on this boot and how relaxed they are around the thighs and the calves. You want to make sure when you have a flannel lined pant like this that you have enough room in here so that you keep the heat in. If they're too tight around the thighs, you'll notice that you get colder because that cold has a way to get to your skin a lot easier if your pants are too tight up against your skin. So you want to make sure there's enough room for that heat to stay in there and for the flannel to do its job. So I'm really liking how these fit around the thighs especially. And I chose the size 32-36, 32 waist, 36 length. More of a stackable size for me in this work pant, but from my experience with flannel lined pants and jeans in the past, they shrink up a lot. And I wanna make sure that I can still have all of that room in here after the washer and dryer. So we'll cover that a little bit later. I'll run these through the washer and dryer later on in this video, but first let's try this out with a different, more of a cowboy boot style with a U-toe. All right, here is a Hondo 7875. This is a U-toe example, more of a proper cowboy boot with a 1.5-inch heel, and it comes up about 13 inches tall. I'm gonna tell you guys right now that if you're looking for lace-up boots and how these look with lace-up boots, I don't have any. I am a cowboy boot, work boot pull-on type guy. I don't even have any boots that have laces. The only thing that has laces in this house for me are sneakers. So you're gonna have to go elsewhere if you wanna see that, because this is a pull-on boot only channel. And you can see why. I mean, I love these boots. Hondo 78, 75, good all-around boot. I wear these all the time in the winter with their rubber sole and their narrow widths. Just good for anything. And it's working really well here. Like, I could see myself working in these or just hanging out outside in the cold because of these flannel-lined pants. I really like them. Now let's do more of a round toe. It's a little bit more narrow, a little bit more of an R toe, but it's also a mock toe example. All right, here we have more of an R toe, and it's also a mock toe. This is from Double H. It's model number 1608, which is now discontinued, so Double H doesn't make this anymore. It's got about a 1.5 inch heel, and it comes up about 12 inches tall as well. I really like this boot. It's a new to me boot. I found it on eBay and it fits awesome, and it's going really well with these pants. For those of you out there who just like mock toes in general, even lace ups, this gives you an idea of what it might look like with a jean like this or a work pant like this. One of the things that I want to mention about the fit here is the waist is pretty snug for my size of a 32 when I would go to the big name brands, right? Like Wrangler or Levi's or anybody else, Carhartt. Compared to those guys, this is a little bit more snug. And I've been noticing that from Wrangler. The Wrangler George Strait cowboy cut jeans, they are made in Nicaragua as well. These are made in Nicaragua, and those also have a very snug waist. So I'm starting to notice a pattern with Wranglers that are made in Nicaragua. They have more snug fit at the waist. A little bit too snug for my liking immediately when I try on a pair of pants or a pair of jeans. So that's just something to know going into it. You might want to size up, maybe an extra, maybe a 33 or a 34 for me would have been better, just one or two, but just know that they do run a little bit snug at the waist. Now let's try this with a more narrow toe. It's a work boot and the closest thing that I have to a J toe in a work boot. All right, here we have the most narrow round toe that I have for a work boot. This is a Double H 2305 boot. It is now discontinued. The cool thing about this is that it's also steel toe. So it's got a steel toe there on this narrow round toe. I wish they would bring this boot back because, wow, a narrow round steel toe cowboy boot, work boot, I'm here for it. It's got about 1.5 inch heel, and it comes up about 12 inches tall. You know, I was kind of skeptical about these work pants actually looking good with some of these more narrow round toes, but they're doing a pretty good job. Really surprised here on this boot especially. I was kind of surprised on those last ones as well with the mock toe, the other Double H boots, but they're looking really good, and I'm kind of surprised about how well these are looking with more narrow round toes. I figured that it might be covering up the boot too much and just look kind of silly, which isn't that important when you're just working, but it's definitely looking better than what I thought it was going to, and it feels great, guys. I love how warm this is. In fact, I might be starting to sweat here a little bit as I continue this video just because they are so warm in combination with my old Boots Got Soul hoodie, which you can also find at the links in the description. Now let's try this with more of a dress boot, like you just finished your shift and thinking about going out, maybe see if it works. I have my doubts, but let's find out with the snip toe example. All right, here we have a snip toe example, the Heritage Flores. This is hand tooled all over the place. It's got about 1.5 inch heel, and it comes up about 13 inches tall. It's a very beautiful boot. It's a dress boot for sure. So maybe you're a foreman and you're like, you know, today's gonna be easy day. I'm not gonna be out in the field too much. Let me just bring my dress boots and meet up with my lady after work. Does this get your approval? I'd say you want to bring some extra jeans too. It's working better than I thought, to be honest, but it would still look better with different jeans. This is a work jean. It's meant for work boots, work jeans, or work pants with dress boots or dress shoes. I don't think it goes very well together, but let me know what you think in the comments. We're gonna be looking at another example of a dress boot in a second, because why the hell not? It's fun. But before we do that, let's check this out with another cowboy boot style work boot with a cutter toe or a narrow square. All right, here's our narrow square or cutter toe example. This is a Fenoglio Black Victoria Roughout boot. They call this their zero toe. It also has about a 1.5 inch heel, and it comes up about 12 inches tall. I like this boot a lot. It has a nice ranch tough rubber outsole on there, which doesn't have as much traction as any of these other work boots, but it's still a really tough boot. And I love the fact that it's rough out as well. And it's doing fine here. I think it's doing fine. You know, it'd be interesting to see what happens when I run these pants through the washer and dryer. This 100% cotton ripstop fabric is what Wrangler calls this. I wonder how it shrinks up. Feeling it, it doesn't really feel like it will shrink up a lot, but we'll have to find out. I was kind of worried that it would, so it's better safe than sorry for me, but we'll find out what happens in this video when I do run it through the washer and dryer, so that you can make your own decisions on what size to get. Now let's try it with another pair of dress boots just for giggles, and it would be a dress toe as well, the French toe. All right, here we have our French toe example, another dress boot. This is a Boulet 8502 Cayman belly boot, so this is the only exotic we're looking at today, and we got about a 1.5 inch heel, and it comes up about 12 inches tall. Again, work pants and dress boots don't mix. I don't think it's a good mix, guys. I don't see a reason to do this other than, you know, if you're just at work, you didn't get your pants too dirty, and you're like, screw it, let me just bring those other boots out before I go out with my lady. You might as well bring extra pants too. You might as well, because this isn't really doing anything good for you if you're looking to go out and show off a pair of dress boots. You might as well just stay in your work boots at this point. So that's my thought, but what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. All right, we need to try this out with one more boot style, and that's the wide square toe with a double stitched welt. All right, here we have the wide square toe with a double stitch welt example. This is an Ariat Rancher hybrid VentTEK boot. It's got about a 1.25 inch heel, and it comes up about 11 inches tall. You can see these VentTEK mesh panels for airflow. And I've been wearing this boot, I almost dropped my mic there. I've been wearing this boot a lot during the winter time, especially with my flannel lined Wrangler 47 MWZs, because that mesh in the top can make this boot a lot colder, but it's made for like winter time, right? It's got a nice traction on it. So this boot is kind of like a weird boot to me, just because it's made for some weather, but it's also got the mesh panels in the top, so it's cooler at the same time. So I think I've been mainly wearing these boots with flannel lined jeans, just so that I kind of decrease that airflow to keep my feet and leg a little bit warmer. And I'll probably be rocking this quite a bit, because it's just a pairing that I feel works really well together, and I'll need that flannel to combat against the airflow from the VentTEK in these Ariat boots. So this works. I don't think it really works with the dress boots, but we didn't think that it would to begin with. Out of all of the work boots here, I totally would rock these. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now I'm gonna go out and about in these, put them through the washer and dryer, and see how they shrink up, so stick around. All right, guys, so I wore these Wrangler Rigs flannel-lined work pants on an extended test review video that I did for the Horsepower top hand boots. And it was a pretty cold day, so I was definitely happy to have these flannel-lined pants. They were also so comfortable. I had great movement thanks to that gusset and no real problems stepping up into the back of the truck or anything. Plus, I liked how big and convenient the side pockets were. I was able to keep everything that I needed on me, and it really didn't feel too bulky at the same time. When I got back, I washed and dried them to see how they shrank up, and they did shrink up in length a little, but not much. I'm still happy that I went with this size because pants like these are just more comfortable for me when they're a little bit longer. And like I mentioned, the waist size does run a little small, similar to other Wranglers, depending on the factory where they're being made. So I wish that I did get a little bit larger of a waist size, but for the most part, I still really like these. They are so comfortable to work in. They are very warm on the cold days, and the gusset made movement no problem. I want to know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you have experience with these jeans or just the regular non-flannel lined ones? Let me know down in the comments for everybody coming through. Thank you so much for watching today. Love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here if you haven't yet, and I will see you next time. Peace.
The Wrangler rigs are here to work. They ain't afraid of a little dirt. They'll keep you warm and help you move, keeping you in that hard working groove. Thanks so much for watching today. Why don't you check out that Horsepower top hand boots review video up here? Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.